Everyone says that if you just post content online, then customers will come. But if you don't have a brand behind that content, then you're going to have a really hard time actually landing clients. You'll miss not only that genuine connection that you can build with your audience, but also the power of a sales system that's running smoothly for you. In this video, I'm going to explain the foundational steps to build a brand that speaks for itself, how to make content that actually converts, how to use AI the right way within your content creation workflows, and how to use data to drive everything you do. Also, that you can systemize your efforts and prioritize the right things first and then next in order to get the ROI that you want. Hey, I'm Jill Wise, and I offer fractional marketing direction by day, which is just a fancy way of saying that I lead their marketing efforts, but I also get into the weeds of the execution for my clients. I only take on a select few clients in this capacity, and I help them build the foundations of their brand, their sales systems, and their workflows so that eventually they can grow to the point where they hire in-house. Also by day, I create content for founders and freelancers so that you can grow too. And on top of all of that, I'm a stay-at-home mom to 2 littles. All this to say is that there's a lot on my to-do list, so when I sit down at my desk to work, I need to know that what I'm doing is going to be high impact. Maybe you can relate to this too. We are busy people. Within my full schedule, I've helped clients see massive wins. That looks like 5-figure launches from tiny email lists and booking out their one-on-one services within weeks of new website messaging and increasing engagement and conversions in just 60 to 90 days. But this isn't about me. It's about you and how you can grow a brand that connects with real humans on the other side of the screen. Those exact humans that you want to help and you know you are so capable of helping if you could just reach them. So first, let's talk about the problem with the just post it trend that I've seen online. I love that people are getting over their visibility fears and are just posting the content that might feel cringe. But if you're frustrated that it's not converting, this might be why. Posting more content does not equal brand growth. If you want to get more customers online, I do not want you to do this. This is what most people do when they want to get more customers online. First, they start posting on socials, they choose their content pillars, they find a viral prompt for ChatGPT, and then they publish the raw output from ChatGPT. I do not want you to do this. No wonder why it doesn't work. Then I hear things like, I'm posting online, so I should be getting customers, or it's the algorithm, not me. You're inconsistent, and a lot of your content probably is about you. So then to fix the problem, maybe you pay someone to fix your marketing, but you don't actually have a plan in place. So then I hear things like, I'm paying an agency to do my SEO, but I don't really know if it's working. Or I have someone posting on Instagram 2 times a week, but I don't have any leads yet. If you want to grow your brand and get customers online, do not do any of this. Instead, to get customers online, you need to build a brand, make it really clear, and focus on organic growth first. Now let's break down each of these steps. So first, in brand building, you need to do your audience research, you need to do your offer optimization, and you need to have a clear messaging strategy. All that means is that you need to know what it is that your people want, create offers that align with their desires and their needs and actually solve a problem for them, and find a way to speak their language instead of using your industry jargon to actually meet them where they are. Next, you're going to make your brand clear and consistent and cohesive across all platforms. So that includes your visuals, your brand design, your pipeline, your marketing plans. Make sure that it's consistent across every channel that people could find you on. And when you focus on organic growth first, that looks like creating balanced content across all of your marketing channels. When you're really clear on your content workflows, that could look like training AI or building custom GPTs to support you. And of course, setting up, tracking, and analyzing that data consistently so you can see what is working and what is not working and change the plan accordingly. Before we get into any tactical strategies, we need to be clear on why people buy. I can assure you that it's not because you were convincing enough, and it is way more in depth than the common understanding that we have online. We all know about the importance of know, like, and trust in marketing, but that is just the tip of what makes it so that people feel comfortable buying. We also need to consider things like their identity now and their personal beliefs and their goals and their values and who they want to be. Then there's also their understanding of the solution, your solution that you offer, if there's multiple different things that they could do to solve their problem, their perception of your brand, their problem awareness, any trigger events, and their perceived value of your offers. It's your job to meet them where they are and personalize the buying journey. And you'll notice that a lot of the things on that list don't actually have anything to do with you, but there are things that you can do to try to stretch their beliefs and shape their perception so that they feel comfortable purchasing something from you. You can do that by using tactics like storytelling to shift their perspectives or aligning your beliefs with their beliefs. You can offer consistent support, and you can explain how they are so similar to people that you've already helped. Not only do you want to highlight similarities between your audience and those who are already your paying customers, but also yourself and your brand. You could educate them on your industry, your brand, your process, anything that makes them feel like they understand you more. Always making sure that you're mirroring their language so that it's really clear and that they're gonna pick up what it is that you're putting out there. You can match their intent at each stage of the buying journey. And instead of having big asks everywhere, you want to focus on micro conversions. So you are not going to ask them to purchase directly from Instagram. You're going to get them to click a link, tap like, save, share, get over to your website. Each step is going to be a small yes. People are way more comfortable with small yeses as they learn more and move further down your pipeline. Now, if you look at this list, it could feel a lot more complex than the overly simplified just know, like, and trust, or write more persuasive. But honestly, I think it's easier because it's specific. You are capable of highlighting your similarities, speaking to your values, and showing up consistently. You can highlight what makes you or your clients like those that you want to reach. And you can educate and break down what it is that you do in language that you know they'll understand. You can help them make good decisions by meeting them at their stage of awareness, and you can break down big, scary yeses into small decisions that make them feel comfortable to go to the next stage. All of that is way more direction than just write better copy, which sounds so vague and hard to do. Now let's talk about how growth is not linear. Too often I hear, again, overly simplified advice that just says, if you do A, B, and C, then you're gonna end up here. However, growth is not linear in business, it's an evolution. While we like to think that growth looks like this, it actually looks a lot more like this. We could take this as a sign of defeat and give up. We could say things like, I hate marketing, and never even try. Or we could rise to the challenge because you're better than that. And historically, you could not argue with the fact that marketing works when it's done well. But what is good marketing? That is the question that we're here to answer, so I'm going to tell you that part next. Good marketing looks like balanced content, and to get that, you need to reflect first and then leverage intent and the stage of awareness to get micro conversions that fit into their beliefs. So just like I said at the beginning of this video, it's not about me, it's about you. I'm doing the same thing for you right now. This is a perfect example. Within your balanced content, you're going to have broad themes that get reach. You're going to use identifiers and emotional state to reflect back to them. You're going to share worldviews and value alignment in order to anchor and stretch them. You can have educational content for problem awareness, informational for solution consideration, social proof and results for validation and credibility, and pitches about your offer to actually convert them to the next stage. So you're not just posting whatever you want or posting, hey, contact me, hey, book with me. You're making sure that it is balanced for all different stages of the buying journey. Always making sure that you're meeting them where they are. Now, the hot topic these days is how to integrate AI into your workflows. And I am of the belief that you need to lead your AI. It is not the thing that is going to solve all of your problems. It's just going to amplify what's already not working or working. So if you want to integrate AI into your marketing, but you don't want it to look like AI slop, then you need to lead your AI tools. You are the strategist, you are the leader, or you need to hire someone. Also, we need to be clear that it's not about prompt engineering, but it's actually context engineering. And by that, I mean you need to give your AI enough to complete the job that you need it to do. If it wouldn't be enough information for a human team member to execute what it is that you want it to do, then it's not going to be enough for the silly little robots to do. So I want you to train your AI like a human and start thinking of it as a way that you can co-create. So beyond thinking of it like a junior writer, you can get your AI to help you free up busy work, ship faster, and create better rather than just more. The goal is for you to focus on higher level and higher impact, all so that you can do less. I'm gonna give you an example of what this actually looks like in action. So here's how I speed up my processes to create more impact with the time that I have. So I went over to ChatGPT and I wanted it to help me create targeted content to sell out a specific offer that I have. I was basically asking it to help me create my 90-day marketing plan, but it was only going to work if I was going to be the leader. Otherwise, it was gonna give me something general. This is a big mistake that you're probably making if you're not happy with the output you're getting from your ChatGPT. Before I start on any new project or creating any new content, I make sure that my ChatGPT has all of the context it needs. That means it has my marketing strategy, my messaging strategy, information about my audience, my offers, all of those details are already plugged into my ChatGPT, and I make sure that it's clear that we need to reference those. Without all of this information, your AI is just going to try to guess to get the right answer because it's like this really eager intern that has been programmed to try to give you the answer that it thinks you want, not necessarily the right one. In my 90-day marketing plan, I wanted to make sure that we were addressing hesitations that I've heard recently about those who are scared to invest in marketing services again. So I went through what those hesitations were, what any potential objections were, and we used that as a foundation to create the content outlines from. So then I knew that not only was my content going to be addressing all of the hesitations and objections that could be happening, but actual things that I've heard recently layered on with my audience information and my unique difference, so that I know whatever I'm putting out is not only aligned with me and my brand and how I do things, but it's going to be the things that my audience is most likely needing to hear. So it's not just, hey, can you create me a 90-day marketing plan, but how can I lead you to help me create content that is going to be effective? What information do you need from me? Do you have all the strategy required, all the information required to actually come up with something that is not slop? And you'll notice in this process, I didn't actually have it create the content for me at this point. I do have workflows where AI might help me with parts of the writing, but that's not my main use case. I actually use it as a co-creator, a brainstorming partner, an outliner, and a summarizer, and I use voice to text a lot to speed up the process. Not just from my phone, but from my desktop and laptop as well, and that way it can kind of reflect back to me the thoughts that I have. And because it has the strategy already built in, it helps me align my random ideas and stories that I want to tell with my business growth goals. I follow a similar process when I work with clients. We use AI as part of the workflows, but I'm not letting it lead. It's just another tool that I have, like a team member. And it's really cool because with a lot of my AI systems, I can either pass on the savings or the benefit to my clients so that they get self-serve tools that they can action on even without my help, or we can do more in the time and the capacity that we have. But we also pay attention to the data, because I'm never gonna come up with a plan without looking at what's already working or not working for you. I don't make generalized blanket statements of you need X, Y, and Z, but always trying to cater what our strategy and our tactics are to your capacity, your business goals, your audience, everything that makes you unique. I think the final thing that we need to talk about here is the data, because the data always decides what works in marketing, not you. Unfortunately, your preferences don't matter, and your audience will tell you what they like and what they don't like and why. Every action or inaction in marketing is just communication, and it's up to us to interpret what it is that your audience is trying to tell you. And everything in marketing is actually just an educated experiment. So if any marketer tells you that something is an absolute, they are either naive or they're straight up lying. The answers to what you need in order to grow your business and what you should be doing in your marketing efforts will always lie in your data, not in some guru or internet trend. And if you can develop a strategy around the data that you already have, even if you're just getting started with your marketing, that could be your client experience, questions that you get, reviews that you have, anything to do with how you're interacting with clients is a great place to start. But if you develop a strategy that's rooted in your data, then you can try things, test, measure, and make changes from there. If you found any of this helpful, I would love to take you a little bit deeper in the process, so you should check out my video all about brand messaging. This one walks you through how to know if you just need to stick with your marketing strategy a little bit longer to see the results that you want, or if it's time to switch up your messaging, because sometimes you just need a little bit more consistency, and sometimes you need to try something totally new. But I don't want you wasting your time trying to figure out which is the best option for you, so check out this video right here.